Report on the expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026. Date: January 24, 2025. Subject: Impact of enhanced military collaboration with ASEAN nations. Introduction. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the United States and ASEAN nations by the year 2026 represents a pivotal advancement in regional security and defense collaboration. This development is part of a broader U.S. strategy aimed at reinforcing ties with Southeast Asian countries, especially in light of increasing geopolitical tensions, particularly those involving China. This report outlines the expected impacts of this initiative on diplomatic relations and the regional security landscape. Context and background. The strategic importance of Southeast Asia has grown significantly due to its geopolitical positioning and economic potential. The U.S. has recognized the need for enhanced military cooperation with ASEAN countries, particularly as challenges in the South China Sea and concerns over regional stability have escalated. The U.S. Department of Defense, under the leadership of Secretary Lloyd, has initiated discussions and engagements aimed at fortifying military partnerships. Key developments and timeline. 1. 2021 to 2022. Initial discussions regarding military collaboration between the U.S. and ASEAN nations commenced, largely influenced by rising tensions in the South China Sea. 2. 2023, Secretary of Defense Lloyd conducted meetings with defense ministers from ASEAN countries focusing on strengthening military ties and addressing mutual security challenges. This marked a renewed commitment to defense cooperation. 3. 2024 to 2025, joint military exercises were initiated demonstrating enhanced interoperability and readiness among U.S. and ASEAN forces. These exercises included humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and counter-terrorism scenarios, reflecting the diverse security threats faced by the region. For 2026, the target of a 20% improvement in joint military exercises is expected to be realized, marking a significant milestone in U.S.-ASEAN defense cooperation. This achievement is anticipated to further enhance diplomatic relations and solidify a united front against regional threats. Strategic objectives. The primary objectives of the enhanced joint military exercises include: improved military readiness. By increasing the frequency and complexity of military drills, U.S. and ASEAN forces will enhance their ability to respond to crises effectively. Strengthen diplomatic ties. These military collaborations serve not just a defense purpose but also act as a platform for fostering stronger diplomatic relations among participating nations. Addressing emerging security challenges. The exercises are designed to prepare forces for a range of scenarios, from natural disasters to potential military confrontations. Interoperability enhancement. A key focus is on building interoperability among the forces, ensuring that U.S. and ASEAN countries can operate seamlessly together in various operational contexts. Impact on regional security and defense sectors. The expected improvements in joint military exercises are likely to have profound implications for regional security and the defense sectors of ASEAN nations. 1. Enhanced collective defense posture. A united military front will enable ASEAN nations to better address common threats, creating a more formidable deterrent against external aggression. 2. Increased defense spending and capability building. Countries within ASEAN may respond to enhanced military cooperation by investing more in their defense capabilities, leading to a regional arms buildup aimed at increasing self-defense capacities. 3. Promoting stability in the South China Sea. Strengthening military ties could contribute to a more stable maritime environment by enhancing the ability of ASEAN nations to assert their rights and respond to provocations. For greater regional cooperation, the military exercises promote a sense of collective security and cooperation among ASEAN nations, potentially leading to more collaborative approaches to regional challenges. Conclusion. The projected 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the United States and ASEAN nations by 2026 is a strategic initiative that promises to bolster both military capabilities and diplomatic relations. As geopolitical tensions continue to evolve, this collaboration will be instrumental in fostering a stable and secure Southeast Asia. This initiative aligns with the U.S. commitment to a prosperous and secure Southeast Asian region, aiming not only to enhance military effectiveness but also to contribute to a cohesive regional security architecture. The outcomes of these efforts will be closely monitored as the region navigates its complex security landscape in the coming years. References: U.S. Department of Defense Vision Statement for a Prosperous and Secure Southeast Asia. defense.gov/www.defense.gov/news releases release article /3973788 US Department of Defense Vision Statement for a Prosperous and Secure Southeast / Austin meets with Southeast Asian counterparts. Charts vision for enhanced regional security. defense.gov/www.defense.gov/news/news stories/article /3973885 Austin meets with Southeast Asian counterparts charts vision for enhanced regio / The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the United States and ASEAN nations by 2026 is anticipated to significantly enhance diplomatic relations and impact regional security and defense sectors. This initiative is part of a broader strategy by the U.S. Department of Defense to strengthen ties with Southeast Asian countries amid growing geopolitical tensions, particularly with China. A counterintuitive aspect of this development is the perception that strengthening military ties might lead to increased tensions in the region, particularly with China, which has historically viewed U.S. military presence in Southeast Asia as a threat. Instead, the enhancement of joint exercises and collaboration is being framed not merely as a military counterbalance to China but as a means to bolster regional security, humanitarian assistance, and disaster response capabilities, thereby promoting stability in a precarious geopolitical landscape. Both sources emphasize the U.S. commitment to fostering closer military collaboration with ASEAN members, which includes not only increased joint exercises but also shared training and enhanced interoperability. The U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd has been actively engaging with Southeast Asian counterparts, outlining a vision to fortify regional security through collaborative defense approaches. The prevalent narrative in the discussion of these joint exercises is that improved military readiness and capability enhancement are crucial for addressing emerging security challenges in the region. The joint exercises are projected to include a diverse range of scenarios, including humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and counterterrorism operations. Reflecting the multifaceted nature of security threats facing ASEAN nations, this collaborative effort not only aims to boost military effectiveness but also strengthens diplomatic ties, contributing to a more cohesive regional security architecture. The expectation that military collaboration can lead to improved diplomatic relations is another counterintuitive element, as military engagements are often thought to provoke suspicion or rivalry rather than cooperation. While both sources support the idea of enhanced military cooperation, Source 1 focuses more on the overarching vision of a secure and prosperous Southeast Asia, incorporating elements of economic cooperation and political stability. In contrast, Source 2 delves deeper into the specifics of military engagements, outlining recent meetings between U.S. and ASEAN defense officials and the strategic outcomes of those discussions. The difference highlights that while military exercises are an essential aspect of security, they are part of a more extensive diplomatic and economic engagement strategy. The timeline of events leading up to the expected improvements in joint exercises showcases the evolution of U.S.-ASEAN military cooperation. 1. 2021 to 2022. Initial discussions between U.S. and ASEAN nations regarding military collaboration begin, prompted by rising tensions in the South China Sea and concerns over regional stability. This period illustrates the proactive approach taken by the U.S. in addressing security concerns before they escalate. 2. 2023, Secretary of Defense Lloyd meets with defense ministers from ASEAN countries signaling a renewed commitment to strengthening military ties and addressing shared security challenges. This meeting emphasizes the importance of dialogue and cooperation in mitigating tensions. 3. 2024 to 2025, joint military exercises are conducted, showcasing improved interoperability and readiness among U.S. and ASEAN forces. The exercises serve as practical applications of the commitments made in previous discussions and demonstrate tangible progress in military cooperation. For 2026, the goal of a 20% improvement in joint military exercises is realized, marking a significant milestone in U.S.-ASEAN defense cooperation. This improvement is expected to enhance diplomatic relations further and solidify a united front against regional threats. In summary, the anticipated enhancement of joint military exercises with ASEAN nations reflects a strategic pivot toward collaborative security efforts in a rapidly evolving geopolitical landscape. By 2026, this initiative aims not only to bolster military capabilities but also to foster stronger diplomatic ties, ultimately contributing to a more stable and secure Southeast Asia. The counterintuitive aspect of this development lies in the notion that strengthening military ties can simultaneously enhance diplomatic relations and regional stability, challenging the traditional view that military cooperation equates to heightened tensions. The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the United States and ASEAN nations by 2026 is set against a backdrop of increasing geopolitical tensions, particularly in the South China Sea and the broader Indo-Pacific region. While much of the focus on this initiative revolves around enhanced military capabilities and diplomatic relations, several important aspects are often overlooked. These include the implications for regional security architectures, the role of non-traditional security threats, economic dimensions, and the long-term impacts on U.S.-China relations. 1. Regional security architecture. One significant element that may be overlooked is how this military collaboration contributes to the establishment of a more cohesive regional security architecture. The U.S. Department of Defense's commitment to enhancing military ties with ASEAN members is not merely about improving interoperability in military operations, it is about shaping the security environment in Southeast Asia. The strategic implication here is profound. As ASEAN nations deepen their military collaboration with the U.S., they may become less reliant on traditional security frameworks dominated by China. This shift could lead to a reconfiguration of alliances and partnerships in the region, promoting a multipolar security order that empowers smaller nations to assert their sovereignty against larger powers. The significance of this shift lies in its potential to deter aggressive actions by regional hegemons, fostering a more stable security environment. 2. Non-traditional security threats. Another critical area often overlooked is the inclusion of non-traditional security threats in joint military exercises. While conventional military readiness is essential, the nature of threats facing ASEAN nations has evolved. Issues such as climate change, cyber threats, and pandemics require a multifaceted approach to security that transcends traditional military capabilities. The projected joint exercises are expected to include scenarios focused on humanitarian assistance and disaster response, which are crucial given the region's vulnerability to natural disasters. The significance of this inclusion cannot be understated. It reflects a comprehensive understanding of security that prioritizes resilience and adaptability in the face of emerging global challenges. By preparing for a broader spectrum of threats, the U.S. and ASEAN nations can build not only military effectiveness but also societal resilience. 3. Economic dimensions. The economic dimensions of military collaboration are another aspect that merits attention. Security and economic stability are deeply intertwined, particularly in a region where trade routes are vital for global commerce. The integration of military exercises with economic cooperation initiatives can strengthen both defense and economic ties, creating a robust framework for regional stability. Moreover, the economic implications of this collaboration extend to arms procurement, technology transfer, and joint defense production. By engaging in joint military exercises, ASEAN nations can gain access to advanced military technologies and training which may bolster their defense industries. Understanding this interconnection is significant because it illustrates how military cooperation can lead to economic benefits, ultimately enhancing the overall security and prosperity of the region. 4. Long-term impacts on U.S.-China relations. The anticipated improvements in military exercises with ASEAN nations could have far-reaching consequences for U.S.-China relations. As the U.S. strengthens its defense partnerships in Southeast Asia, China may perceive these actions as a direct challenge to its interests in the region. This perception could lead to increased military posturing by China, exacerbating tensions in an already volatile geopolitical environment. The significance of this dynamic lies in its potential to create a security dilemma where both the U.S. and China ramp up their military capabilities in response to each other's actions. Such a scenario could heighten the risk of miscalculations and conflicts, making it imperative for diplomatic channels to remain open. The U.S. must navigate this delicate balance carefully, ensuring that its military enhancements do not provoke unnecessary escalations. 5. The role of ASEAN unity. Another crucial factor that may be overlooked is the role of ASEAN unity in the context of U.S. military collaboration. While individual ASEAN nations may benefit from enhanced military ties with the U.S., the collective stance of ASEAN as a bloc is vital for maintaining regional stability. The effectiveness of joint military exercises will depend on the degree to which ASEAN members can present a united front in addressing security challenges. The significance of ASEAN unity cannot be understated. It serves as a counterbalance to great power competition in the region. A fragmented ASEAN could be more susceptible to coercive tactics from larger powers, including China. Thus, fostering unity within ASEAN while engaging with the U.S. is essential for long-term regional security and stability. Conclusion. In summary, while the expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the U.S. and ASEAN nations by 2026 is a notable development in terms of military readiness and diplomatic relations, it is essential to recognize the broader implications of this initiative. The establishment of a cohesive regional security architecture, the addressing of non-traditional security threats, the economic dimensions of military collaboration, the potential impacts on U.S.-China relations, and the importance of ASEAN unity are all critical factors that warrant attention. By appreciating these often overlooked aspects, stakeholders can better understand the complexities of regional security dynamics and the multifaceted nature of U.S.-ASEAN relations. Ultimately, the success of this initiative will hinge not only on military effectiveness but also on the ability to navigate the intricate geopolitical landscape of Southeast Asia. 1. Strengthening diplomatic relations through military cooperation. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the U.S. and ASEAN nations is primarily aimed at enhancing diplomatic ties. This initiative underscores the importance of military collaboration as a tool for fostering trust and cooperation among nations. By engaging in joint exercises that address shared security challenges, the U.S. and ASEAN countries can build stronger interpersonal relationships among military officials which can transcend into broader diplomatic engagement. This point is critical as it highlights the dual role of military exercises. Not only do they enhance operational readiness, but they also serve as a platform for dialogue and partnership among nations that may have divergent political interests. 2. Regional security implications amid geopolitical tensions. The context of rising geopolitical tensions, particularly with China's increasing assertiveness in the South China Sea, frames the significance of this initiative. The joint military exercises are not merely routine, they are a response to specific security threats that ASEAN nations face. By improving interoperability and readiness through these exercises, the U.S. and ASEAN countries position themselves to collectively address potential crises ranging from territorial disputes to humanitarian disasters. This point emphasizes the need for a cohesive security strategy that is responsive to the dynamic geopolitical landscape, underscoring the rationale behind the 20% improvement target. 3. Diverse nature of joint military exercises. The range of scenarios included in these joint exercises, humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and counterterrorism operations, reflects the multifaceted security challenges that ASEAN nations encounter. This diversity is crucial as it prepares forces for various contingencies, enhancing overall regional resilience. Furthermore, it allows for a comprehensive approach to security that balances traditional military threats with non-traditional ones such as natural disasters and humanitarian crises. By focusing on such a broad spectrum of operations, the U.S. and ASEAN partners can ensure that their military collaboration is relevant and adaptable to the changing nature of threats in the region. 4. Timeline and strategic vision for the future. The timeline outlined, from initial discussions in 2021 to 2022 to the realization of a 20% improvement by 2026, demonstrates a structured approach to enhancing military cooperation. Each phase of the timeline highlights key milestones that contribute to building a robust defense partnership. The strategic vision articulated by U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd, which encompasses not just military readiness but also economic cooperation and political stability, presents a holistic framework for regional engagement. This comprehensive vision is essential for sustaining long-term partnerships and ensuring that military improvements translate into broader regional stability and prosperity. 1. The NATO Warsaw Pact military exercises 1950s to 1980s. During the Cold War, NATO and the Warsaw Pact engaged in numerous military exercises to demonstrate their military capabilities and readiness. These exercises were not just about military preparedness, they also served as a tool for diplomatic signaling, showcasing strength to both allies and adversaries. The regularity and scale of these drills were indicative of the tensions between the two blocs, with each side seeking to enhance interoperability among its member states. The outcome of these exercises was a significant impact on the regional security dynamics in Europe, contributing to both deterrence strategies and the shaping of military doctrines. 2. The U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty and Balikatan exercises 1951 onwards. The U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty established a formal alliance between the two nations, obligating them to support each other in case of armed attacks. This treaty led to the annual Balikatan exercises, which have evolved over the years to include humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and counter-terrorism operations. The improved military cooperation through these exercises has strengthened the U.S.-Philippines relationship, enhancing regional security against common threats such as terrorism and maritime disputes, particularly in the South China Sea. 3. Operation Cobra Gold 1982-present. Cobra Gold is an annual joint military exercise held in Thailand involving the United States and various ASEAN nations. Initially established as a bilateral exercise between the U.S. and Thailand, it has grown to include participation from multiple countries in the region, focusing on humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and peacekeeping operations. Over the years, Cobra Gold has served as a critical platform for enhancing military interoperability, fostering diplomatic relations, and addressing regional security challenges, reflecting the importance of multilateral cooperation in ensuring stability in Southeast Asia. The exercise is a clear example of how military collaboration can lead to improved diplomatic ties and a strengthened regional security framework. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the United States and ASEAN nations by 2026 is set to have profound implications for regional security, defense collaboration, and diplomatic relations in Southeast Asia. This strategic enhancement stems from a broader U.S. initiative aimed at reinforcing partnerships amidst escalating geopolitical tensions, particularly with China's assertive actions in the South China Sea and its increasing influence across the region. Future outlook and predictions. 1. Strengthened defense posture of ASEAN nations. By 2026, ASEAN countries are expected to exhibit a marked enhancement in their military capabilities and readiness. The joint exercises will focus on a range of scenarios including humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and counterterrorism operations. This variety will not only improve the tactical proficiency of the forces involved but also foster a culture of cooperation among the military personnel of different nations. As a result, ASEAN nations will likely become more self-reliant in addressing security challenges, leading to a more balanced regional power dynamic. 2. Enhanced interoperability and technology sharing. The joint exercises are anticipated to drive advancements in military interoperability among U.S. and ASEAN forces. Over the next few years, there will likely be increased efforts to share advanced military technologies and best practices. This could include joint training programs that utilize modern warfare techniques and cyber defense strategies, thereby equipping ASEAN nations with the capabilities to address both conventional and unconventional security threats more effectively. 3. Increased diplomatic engagement. The improvement in military exercises is expected to catalyze a broader diplomatic engagement between the U.S. and ASEAN nations. Regular military interactions will create opportunities for high-level dialogues on defense and security matters, allowing both sides to address concerns related to regional stability and economic security. This could lead to the establishment of new defense treaties or agreements that formalize the commitment to collective security. 4. Counterbalance to Chinese influence. As the U.S. strengthens its military ties with ASEAN nations, this is likely to serve as a counterbalance to China's growing military presence and influence in the region. The enhanced military collaboration may deter aggressive actions from China, fostering a more stable security environment. ASEAN nations could find themselves in a stronger position to negotiate terms with China, leading to a more equitable regional order. 5. Economic implications. The improved security environment stemming from enhanced military cooperation is expected to have positive economic repercussions for ASEAN nations. A stable security landscape can attract foreign investment as businesses seek to operate in environments with predictable security conditions. Additionally, defense spending may shift towards modernization efforts, benefiting local defense industries and creating jobs. 6. Focus on humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Given the region's vulnerability to natural disasters, the emphasis on humanitarian assistance and disaster response in joint exercises is expected to deepen ties between the U.S. and ASEAN nations. This focus will likely result in increased collaborative efforts in disaster preparedness and response, enhancing the overall resilience of the region against natural calamities. 7. Impact on regional security architecture. The successful realization of a 20% improvement in joint exercises by 2026 will contribute to the evolution of a more cohesive regional security architecture. The U.S. could play a pivotal role in forging multilateral defense frameworks that include ASEAN nations and other regional partners such as Japan and Australia. This collaborative approach will facilitate a more unified response to common threats, thereby enhancing regional stability. Conclusion. In essence, the expected enhancement of joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 signifies more than just a military partnership. It represents an evolving geopolitical strategy aimed at fostering a secure, prosperous Southeast Asia. As the U.S. and ASEAN nations work toward achieving a 20% improvement in military collaboration, the implications will reverberate across diplomatic, economic, and security domains. The outcome will not only bolster the defense capabilities of ASEAN countries but also create a more balanced and cooperative regional environment, ultimately contributing to global stability in an era characterized by complex security challenges.